Hello, this is my third attempt at recording this because I keep getting rained out, which I'm not mad about because I'm excited about all of this rain. We had so much rain on Monday night. They said, the people, they said that it was a month's worth of rain overnight on Monday. And that was brilliant. And only a very little bit of it came in the house. I only had to put one bucket down. It's an exciting new modern world. But everything's cool and fresh and green and washed, and the ground's actually a little bit soaked, which is lovely because normally it's just dusty. And I'm excited about it. Except for the stuff that has actually fully keeled over during the summer, the garden's looking much happier. So I only have a short update for you this week because I have been doing other things, boring other things, but I have been weaving a little bit. So I said last week that I wanted to get this on the loom last Wednesday night. Didn't happen. Got this on the loom Monday, I think, and started weaving it yesterday. Was it Monday? It probably was Monday. This is the vein of Opal from Changeling coloured yarns that I waved excitedly at the camera last week. I've got the rest of the cake there because I had to cake it up, obviously, because it was in a skein. You need to cake your skein. It's a sentence that makes sense, I promise. So that's the rest I've got there for the weft. I think I'm going to have a little bit left over, and I'm already thinking about what I might do with it. So that's what's left to go into the weft, and here's how it's looking so far. I'm holding that up badly. Let me put this back in my pocket so that I can show you this up close. There we go. So I've got a little bit of pooling and a little bit of sort of scattering, and I've got a little bit of something just there. And that's how it's looking. It's fresh on the loom. I mean, the hem stitching is just there. So traditional on Work in Progress Wednesday, the hem stitching is usually not far along when I show you it. And this yellow is just packing the front beam. So for people who don't weave, you need to put something over your knots because you tie the warp to the front beam. You need to put something over those knots, otherwise it breaks through the fabric and it can cause stretching and distortion. So that's what that yellow is for. It's just to cover the knots. So I'm not very far along. I don't know how long I've warped it up. It feels like I've warped it up quite long. So we'll find out when I finish it, which is my usual standard for figuring out how long something is. We'll find out when I finish it. So yes, this is literally all I'm working on. The other thing that I'm thinking about currently is actually a bit of an art project, because what I have is so many photographs that my aunt took. I've got boxes of photographs that my aunt took, and a lot of them are from people that we don't know. So we've been through them, we've found the ones that are family, and then there's a lot of people that were her friends at school or on school camps and things like that. So I'm trying to think of something to do with those. Because I don't feel right throwing them out, but I also don't need to keep them because I don't know these people and there's no way for me to track them down. So I'm having a bit of a think about what I'm going to do with those while I weave, while I think about other stuff and while I do other stuff. But I am so happy to be back on the loom. But it took me ages to warp this up because, it hasn't been that long since I did weaving. Surely, I think I did some at the start of the year. And, I mean, the heddle's on backwards. I've put the heddle in backwards. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference to the actual weaving, but the heddle is in backwards. And I kept just sort of forgetting what I was supposed to be doing. I was going to wind onto the back beam, which is this bit here. And as you can see, I've got the cardboard strips there, and that's packing the back beam. And you put the cardboard strips in to make sure that the thread doesn't fall down. So the layer doesn't fall down into the layer below. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments. Sometimes I talk shit. There's another little thing there. And I was thinking, what do I need to do for that? And then I remembered I need to pack the back beam. So it hasn't been that long, but apparently I've sort of formatted that section of my brain, and it took a long time to warp up. But it's warped now, it's running smoothly, it's going well. I'm using my little adorable loom, which I'm excited about. I love using this thing. And I'm not doing anything fancy with it. It's just a plain weave. I'm letting the colours do their thing. I will put a link in the description to Changeling coloured yarns. Did I say this is vein of Opal? I think I did. I've got the dark and the light. So I've used the dark for the warp. I'm using the light for the weft. The reasoning behind that is because I had to use one for the warp and one for the weft. And I don't think it's going to make a ton of difference either way. But I am getting these nice dark stripes down the length, which I quite like. So well done me. But that is all I have for you this week. I hope to have this finished by next week, she said, optimistically. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how that pans out. just a little bit busy. You take care of yourself. I know I keep whining about being busy, but I am kind of over it. I think we all just need a week pause. Just the society as a whole just needs to sit down for a week and have a cup of tea. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. Take care of yourself. I will see you next time, and bye for now.